We don't have anything on the screen.
I'm getting ready to put it up right now, Nancy. All right. We're ready to go. Everybody can see it. Can everyone see the screen?
I
Okay.
can't.
Very good. We had
Yes, I can see it.
we had given a number of scriptural references out the other day, a few days ago, and we're going to cover those today. I've been promising uh, to cover those, and this is going to finish this particular portion off, family. We had talked yesterday in terms of gravity. All right. I want us to write the words, if we're taking notes, gravity and grave down. All right. And grave. We're going to finish our discussion today uh, in the review relative to what occurred during the descent in terms of locking us in under this downward pressure um, that we term gravity. And we're going to see that this word is very, very instructive once we delve into the etymology of that word. And we did that yesterday. And we're going to use that etymological framework and pursue that today. And now, see, we're going to go on into the heavenlies here. We can do it. We're ready to fly now.
That's where we need to be.
All right. So just follow along with me, family. We're going to walk through this introduction, and then we're gonna hit the gas. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty. Now, again, we're not talking about family uh, any moralistic,
Right.
humanistic type things here. All right, we're on a higher plane here. I'm addressing the divinity of everyone today in wholeness. All right, so we're not
Hmm.
talking about humanistic, moralistic ideas of dishonesty and that sort of thing. So just follow along. But we have renounced. We're talking basically, Nasik, about duality.
Absolutely.
Talking basically about duality, and the affects of that, the implications of that, and the influence of that in our life experience, our total life experience. All right.
that's that's correct.
So we have announced these things. These things, they're not hidden to us. They're hidden to the
Right.
world. They're hidden
Right.
to the individuals that are still under that influence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Uh, Not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully. We're going to really focus on this word, and this is why it's of so much importance. This our idea of the word and language, and in particular, family, holistic language.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we have to be masters at this in order to get ourselves out of this, because it was language, family, like Nasi has told us, and like we've been emphasizing, it was language that has us in this predicament in the first place,
Yeah.
and it's that dualistic aspect that keeps
Yeah.
us seed, very powerful. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. That's talking about the descent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's talking about, family. So we don't handle this deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. But if our gospel be hid, if these things be hid, and still hidden, it is hid to them that are lost, that are still under the influence of the false simulated mind matrix, still
Yes.
under that influence, still under the influence of the lower frequency field of dominance, in whom the God of this world, hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
The God of this world, huh?
That's right.
Oh boy.
Listen, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, and again, we're not talking about no New Testament Christianity,
Right. Right.
who is the image of God, the image of our divinity, should shine unto them. And this is why, now see, let there be darkness. Let there be
Right.
darkness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because this, again, still under the under the influence, rather, of duality,
Yeah.
have no comprehension of the true nature of the descent and the fall and the inversion. So, quite
None.
naturally, you know, this light that we were given, this divine light, this divine spark that we were given, that is in all of us bodily, right?
Okay.
They have no intention of igniting that, of
Mm-hmm.
of inflaming it, and so are still in darkness. That light within, family, that light within. For we preach not of ourselves, but of Jesus Christ our Lord. We know what that means. We not. This is not a historical figure.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a historical figure. Christ being the divine aspect hidden in Jesus, the physical human aspect. Are you all with
Mm-hmm.
me?
Okay.
Which represents our duet, the separate our duet, our divinity in what? Dualism, in separation and diversity. And ourselves, your servants, for Jesus' sake, for God, whom commanded what? The light to shine out of darkness. Now, see, darkness
Mm-hmm.
Right.
was first.
Mm-hmm.
Darkness was first, have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ, which is our face, our own reflection, or the reflection of divinity in the physical, family, in the physical. But this is the important thing. But we have this treasure, this light in earthen vessels. Are you all with me?
Come on, Chefs.
That the excellency of the power may be of our divinity and not of our
Mm-hmm.
humanity.
Yes.
Jesus had no power. The Christ had all power. Are you all with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we have to make that distinction. Yeah, we're coming from the bottom up, family. We're coming from the bottom up. So we can't just shove aside the physical and the
Right.
material. We have to include that. And this is what this knowledge does. This is what our science does. Psalms 139, 11 through 13. And if I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee. That is my divine self, my higher self. But the night shineth as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
That's a holistic perspective, family. So it's no contradiction. Let there be darkness, let there be light. Those things are both apparent when we have an understanding of the nature of our fall and our true history. There's no contradiction in that. For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. And we know what we were covered with, from a embryological standpoint, from a biological standpoint, that we are covered with melanin
Mm-hmm.
from the very first stages of embryology. All right, that dark dot, that black dot. Are you all with me?
Okay.
That throughout the ages, was a symbol for divinity, for divinity. Proverbs 4:18 and 19. But the path of the just is the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day, or unto the day of perfection. Are you all with me?
Mm-hmm.
However, the way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. So again, these things are hidden from individuals still under the influence of dualism, still under the influence of the low frequency field of dominance. Matthew 5:14 through 17. Family, ye are the light of the world. A city, and we're going to go later, this term city is going to be very, very important in the allegorical language of the scriptures. This city, Jerusalem, all right? The New Jerusalem, Zion, so forth and so on. Babylon, Galilee, are you all with me? Bethlehem,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
forth. These cities are very important symbolically. But this, you are the light of the world. But a city that is what? Set on a hill. Set on a hill. See, the God of the Bible, family, is the
Yeah.
God on high, is the God of the
Yes.
mountains, is the
Mm-hmm.
God of the sky. All right? So your divinity, relative to that, that's set on the hill, it's impossible to hide it.
Yes.
Cannot be hid. It wasn't set
Mm-hmm.
up there. We're going to talk about the Tower of Babel, Migdal. All right? Migdal. Mary Magdalene. We already talked about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, these are very important relative to decoding the allegory and to decoding all of the symbolism. Neither do men light a candle. Now, we've already talked about the candlesticks, right? That's in the temple,
Mm-hmm.
and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. All right? Your body is the temple, your body is the house, right? You are the city, you are that shining city on a hill. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Now, we're not talking about good moralistic works, family. Not
Right.
talking about that. We're not talking about that. That's good if you're going to remain a human. Your divinity is not concerned with your humanity. As a matter of fact, your divinity, once arisen, its job is to destroy your humanity,
Mm-hmm.
completely annihilate it, ego and all. Think not, I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. See, we're not talking about the law and the prophets, from a human standpoint. Now, see, but they still stand
Absolutely, Eitai.
Mm-hmm.
in importance to your humanity.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking to you, we're looking at this thing as divine beings, not humans. So we're not
Yes.
destroying the law, we're fulfilling it. We're taking it up higher,
Mm-hmm.
higher in understanding. And again, those people, those individuals that are still under the influence, now seek of duality and of the low frequency field of dominance, they're going to see this as blasphemous. They're
Right,
going to say,
absolutely. Yeah.
look, y'all breaking all the rules. Y'all destroying the law and the prophets. All I got to say is, hey, you know, kill all that human stuff and put on your divine eyes and ears and understanding. You'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And here are the good works. Job 22, 28, and 29. This is what this is where we're going with all of this. That we shall decree a thing, and it shall be established unto us. Are you all with me? Point blank
Absolutely,
period.
sir.
Point blank period. Thy will being done in earth as it is in heaven. And this is the light that shall shine upon our ways. Not that we take our bread and give it to the poor, or that we pay tithes,
Right.
or that we trying to please God by keeping the commandments. No. It's that we take up our own divinity. Are you all with
Mm-hmm.
me? So that
Mm-hmm.
we can
Okay.
decree a thing, and it shall be established unto us. And then the light shall shine upon all our ways. Listen, and when men are cast down, have we all been cast down in this
Okay.
in this fall,
Okay.
in this descent?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then thou shalt say, there is a lifting up, and shall save the humble or the downcast person. The first person I got to say that to, not seek, is myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And lift myself up. How am I going to save somebody else and I'm in the same predicament?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make no sense. So we have to be able to decree a thing. How am I going to decree a thing for you and I can't decree nothing for myself?
Mm-hmm.
That's like going to a barber with a bad haircut, and we do it all the time. If his hair is messed up, why I'm gonna trust him to do something for me?
Right.
He ain't gonna do mine.
Exodus 18:20. Now we getting into it, family, because this is the teaching that is being put on view. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws. That word is Torah, Torah. But we're not talking about no moralistic laws.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna put us in favor with God by being good little boys and girls. That's not at all what we're talking about. All right. Again, we're not trying to destroy the law and the prophets. We taking it to a higher frequency. Are you all with me?
Yes.
In order to
Okay.
fulfill it.
Mm-hmm.
And shall shew them the way. This is what this is about. giving you practical knowledge that you can apply, wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. We just talked about the work. You decree a thing, and it's going to be established for you. But it's going to take us some work to get there, family. We got to move away, from this idea that we are merely human, that we these little worms, crawling around trying to, beg and ask and, and find favor. God that is external to us. So this word Torah, all right, H3384, I'm sorry, H8451, H8451, these laws, Torot, is from H3384. And this is going to link us right into the framework of the context of what we've been teaching on. And again, H3384 is the word yara, yara, the root word of Torah, meaning to throw, to shoot, to cast, to shoot arrows. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
To direct, to teach, to instruct. Also to throw water or rain. This is another allegorical device, family, that when you see this, it's talking about the word, all right? It's talking about the after effects or the judgment or the outcome of a well-directed and well-shot, cast, commanded word. And like we said, it's right within context. Drawing the bow, shooting the arrow. This is the conclusion of this part. Skillfully commanding, directing, casting the divine power of the yoni, the divine feminine energy. Is everyone with me now?
Can show.
All right. So in the previous class, we shown the effects of this downward plunge, this downward descent into the physical realms, and even what the scriptures call beyond the Jordan. That's where the divine feminine went, into the underworld, into Malkuth, into the grave, into the grave.
Right.
All right? So we got to reactivate this and inflame this ember that we descended with. Now see this token, this treasure of our divinity that is in us, that is located in the sexual organs, in the genitalia.
Yes.
That's where that treasure is hidden.
Yes.
So Yara, primitive root, properly to flow as water, that is rain. This is very instructive, family. This is very instructive to us, and a lot of wisdom is in here. But we're going to have to allow ourselves and be patient with ourselves to decode this. Where we see it, and once we become articulate in doing that, once we become skilled at doing that, once we master this, family, the whole world opens up to you. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is in darkness.
Right.
Because you are shining that light into the darkness, into the things that were concealed, into the things that were hidden. And I'm telling you that nothing will be restrained from you that you imagine to do. All right? but we got to get our instructions and our knowledge. This word yara also means to throw, especially an arrow, that is to shoot, to point out as if by aiming the finger, to teach. It also means an archer in his role of casting and directing, informing, instructing, shooting, teaching. This is what is going on here. Are you all with me?
Yes. Come on,
Mhm.
Shells.
Okay.
Isaiah 38:18. Listen, for the grave cannot praise thee. Death cannot celebrate thee. Now, look, do y'all see this word not is
Mm-hmm.
italicized?
Mm-hmm.
It
Right.
means it is not the word low, it's not in there. The word low is not in there. Death can celebrate divinity. If not, now see, we are in a world of trouble.
Right.
Like the scriptures say, we might as well eat, drink, and be merry because there's no hope for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to show you this connection between death and the grave. All right, we talked about gravity, but
Right.
if gravity, see, this can't be true because if gravity has a downward force, now see, in wholeness, it has an upward force as well.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If
Mm-hmm.
it can cause us to descend, it certainly has the power to cause us to ascend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So I wanted to put this in here to show you that this is just how this thing appears in the Strong's Concordance online. That the word not is italicized, meaning it was added in.
Right.
So
Right.
we want to focus today, eventually, on this word praise and celebrate. All right? Praise and celebrate. Because this is the power, this is another aspect of what is going to empower us to ascend. They that go down into the pit cannot hope for thy truth. We talked about the law of gender yesterday, and gender, family, is everything. It's in everything. Everything has a masculine and feminine principle, and that gender manifests on all planes. Creation, whether human or other matter, necessitates a bonding and agreement, a covenant, a marriage of female and male energies. It's just as simple as that.
Yes.
But we
Mm-hmm.
understand that the feminine aspect, family, was repudiated.
Yes.
It was repudiated. It was cast out. At
Yeah.
some point, we gave it a bill of divorcement. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And the scripture says, because of the hardness of our hearts. That's what happened during the fall.
Yes.
Mhm.
Again, our hearts hardened, and it hardened against our divinity. And to speak such things, that I am God Almighty, that I and the Father are one, is blasphemous. It
Yes.
became
Mm-hmm.
blasphemous.
Mm-hmm.
Hearts totally hardened against the divine aspect of ourselves. And we went on to make these humanistic laws and decrees and ordinances and precepts to
Yes.
keep us not say so far away from our own divinity.
Yes. Yeah. Fighting against yourself. Remember what we read in Let There Be Darkness, fighting against themselves, you know, didn't
Absolutely.
understand that that's what was happening. Right.
Now see, that's total inversion.
That's
That's
total
Mm-hmm.
inversion.
total inversion.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked at that yesterday, and we finished this portion off by making this observation that was in this article by Natalia Kuna. Another example of the principle of gender is gravity. which is attracting of masculine and feminine energies, the interaction of that. So we talked about how this gravity, this downward force of the plunge, of the plummet into duality, into physicality, into inversion, how it affected us, and how Nasik it worked to keep us pressed down.
Yes.
You know, to keep us in the descended position. And
Constantly oppressing self.
Absolutely. And we looked at this word that is the root word for gravity and grave and those sorts of words, grab it, etc., which is gwere, Gwere. And in the first instance, it's talking about this downward pressure to be heavy, all right, to keep us locked into physicality, into materialism, into duality, into inversion. All right. This was the force of the downward plummet and plunge into these regions. And it affected us, family, not just in the physical, but mentally, emotionally,
Yes.
in terms of our conscious level, our consciousness level, in every way possible, every way you can think of.
Right.
You know, down to the molecule, even chemically, like Abba said, right? Let's read it. Even chemically, and you know, I'm so certain that he was aware, absolutely, of what we're teaching now. Now, see, absolutely, it's too well articulated.
Okay.
Yes.
The adversary, by application of scientific social perception engineering, creates inverted energy. And we call that gravity, do we not?
Right. Can.
This is energy, power turned to a contrary direction. Change from what was the normal order. The normal order, Nasik, is ascension and wholeness.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
We now return to the two forces, which have two different perceptions in this expending of evident energy and power. Two perceptions. We know now that this is mental. This is mental. One perception is that the person is highly motivated and energetic. That's false. How can you be and your energy is inverted and you have done nothing? You have done nothing to convert it, to turn it in the other direction. So we know that is a false perception. It's a perception, Nasik, that when we were born into this world, that we were living.
Right.
And that when we accepted a doctrine, we reversed the curse, we reversed the fall. Everyone is under that influence.
Okay.
Everyone.
And it's deceptive. They think they're living, but they're dead. The scripture says only the living know the dead. Isn't that true?
That's true.
The other, in contradiction to this, is that the person is inert. That's the reality. That's the governing reality. Keep in mind that words, now this is what we're focusing on today, family, and what we focus on normally in these etymological searches. Education can completely transform, look, even the chemical makeup of a soul.
Yes.
So this is what we're emphasizing, that the effects of this, and it says making it a complete opposite in nature and effect. Complete opposite. Total.
We see it daily.
Look, Alpha to Omega. However you want to look at it, once you contemplate this, it is really mind-boggling.
Yeah.
The totality of the effect of this fall, of this inversion, of this dualism and diversity. It has affected every aspect of our life experience. I don't know.
Every.
Okay.
Eitai,
Yes.
another example of this inversion is that saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Malkia, that's a damn lie.
Yeah. Absolutely, Sean.
Oh, yeah, we learned that way back in junior high. I mean, elementary school.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Mhm.
They need they need to hang whoever said that. Because it's like we said, it's like Nasik indicated recently that it is this language
Yes.
that is the cause of our predicament. And we're going to see this even further as we move on into the study. So this ascended aspect of gravity, which seems counterintuitive, but follow me, is translated to favor. Now, let's go back. We're talking about praise and to celebrate. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
See, we're getting into a higher frequency language and an understanding of a higher frequency language, family. It forms all or part of the words agree. Y'all see that G-R-E, greer, agree, agree,
Mhm.
grief,
Mhm.
grave, grievous, agree.
Yes.
And it's the word bard as well. Now you all write that down. Bard. A bard is a person that went around singing songs, all right? Telling jokes. A minstrel. Write the word minstrel down. Now see, we talked about menstrual blood, right?
Right. Mhm.
Y'all follow me.
Mhm.
Y'all follow.
Mhm. Come on, shows.
Look, man, our ancestors were brilliant with this language.
No doubt.
They are brilliant with this language. And the more we understand that this language is the key, the quicker we'll free ourselves. The quicker we'll free ourselves from this captivity. So it's words like congratulate, congratulation, grace. Remember, finding grace in the eyes of the Lord. This is all under this topic. We ain't went nowhere, and I see.
Right.
Gracious, grateful, gratified, gratis, gratitude, gratuitous, gratuity, gratulation, ingratiate. All right?
Right.
Ecclesiastes, again, 5 through 7. I'm sorry, 5 and 6.
Right.
Give us
Right. 5 and 6.
Ecclesiastes 8, 5 and 6.
Right. 8, 5, and 6. Right.
The formula. And the formula is this: speak the commandment. Well, first of all, we'll do it this way. Establish your intent, your
Yes.
purpose.
Mhm.
Determine what the desire of your heart is.
Mhm.
Your will. All right? Speak the commandment. First of all, you got to know the commandment, but speak the commandment. It has to do with holistic language, family.
Mm-hmm.
Then give it time to manifest.
Yes.
Commandment, intent, purpose, will, time to manifest, time to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and then the outcome, judgment. Our ignorance of the commandment and of this formula caused the misery of man, our experience as humans, to be great upon us. The misery, all right? See, I'm tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm through with that, with being human, family. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land, of the earth. All right? Two can't walk together unless they are agreed. All right? So this is all talking about reconciling first with this divine feminine.
Yes.
Nasiq was repudiated at a critical point, historical point during the fall. Family, we can point it out. We can point it out historically. We have pointed it out.
Right, right.
Where this has occurred. Now, see, we can put our finger. It ain't no guesswork. We
Ain't
can
no guess.
we can
Go.
yara. We can shoot an
Mm-hmm.
arrow directly at it.
Yes.
We can put our finger,
Direct,
aim our finger at it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is no guesswork. And the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one. They all have one language, and this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, held back, which they have imagined, that is purposed or intended to do. And again I say unto you, if two of you shall what? Agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven." That's my divinity. I and my Father are
Yes.
one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I and my
yeah.
Father.
Yes.
Problem has
Okay.
been, family, we can't do that. We haven't been able to do that in the past consistently.
Mm-hmm.
To do what? Decree a thing and have it to be established right there.
Right.
No.
Because now, see, we have not fanned the flames of that ember. We have not
Right,
increased the light that is within us.
right.
We didn't know how. We were following a set of human commandments, precepts, ordinances.
Okay, Eitai.
Are you all
Teach.
with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You're getting a feedback when you speak.
correct, correct. If we could watch the volume, uh, adjust the volume. If you have, even if you have your mics closed, if you can adjust the volume of your phone or your microphone on your computer, we'd appreciate it. So,
Okay.
um, this the rise, the ascent has to do, family, with our understanding, first of all, of a higher language, all right, a higher frequency language, and we know that that is holistic language. This is
Right.
what they were talking
Yes.
about in Genesis 11 and 6. This one language, this holistic language. It is a hypothetical source of evidence, for its existence is provided by Sanskrit, Granati, things. Write this down. These are very important. And we're going to find this in very critical and important places in the narrative, in the allegorical narrative, especially in the Bible, sings, praises, announces. That announce is the command, right? The command.
Mm-hmm.
It is decreeing a thing, the decree, the declaration, all right? The spoken word. Follow me now. Isaiah 10 and 30. Lift up thy voice, O daughter of Galim.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is very important. This daughter of Galim is referring to David's wife, the daughter of Saul, that when Saul fell out with David, he gave his wife to another man. Does that sound like the divine feminine? What happened with the divine feminine?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the
Yeah.
cast off wife is being
Yes.
addressed here. The cast off wife, all right, of David. Now, was David a bard?
Wow.
Was David a
Mm-hmm.
bard? Was he
Mm-hmm.
a poet?
Okay.
Was he a minstrel? Was he a singer? Did he
Yes,
Yes.
play
he
Okay.
skillfully on on the music, on the harp, on the with the
was.
lyre? Didn't he do it?
Yeah.
Right.
So this is referencing the cast-off daughter, his wife, that was taken from him. And the instruction is to lift up your voice, O daughter of Galim. That is every sister on this line right now and within the
Yes.
sound of my voice.
Yes.
Okay.
And cause it to be heard unto Laish, O poor Anathoth. We're going to come back. This word, do y'all know what this word Laish means? It means lion. It means lion. You see the woman standing
Standing on the line.
on the
Yes.
lion with the
Mm-hmm.
bow and
Okay.
arrow. This is science, y'all. This is our science. This is going to allow us to perfectly understand how to skillfully command, decree a thing, declare a thing, and direct it according to our will, according to our intent, according to our purpose. I guarantee you, I don't see anybody else teaching this at this point, family.
Absolutely not, Sheriff.
I'm looking. I really wish
Okay.
I could direct us to a book. I could direct, and I know there's some out there, but a video where we could just look at this and, and we all getting the same thing. But this is even better. This is even better that we are walking through this thing, that we are going inside and remembering these things
As one.
on view. So this Isaiah 10 and 30 is indicating the role that the sisters are going to have to play as broadcasters. Once,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
once you stand on the lion, once you overstand your role and overstand the knowledge and become a master at what? Drawing that bow, shooting with the left hand or with the right hand.
Right hand.
All right. So this particular portion, this conclusion of this portion is called lifting up your voice on high. Lifting up your voice on high. Communicating with your divinity in the higher frequency holistic language. Communicating with your divinity in the higher frequency holistic language. I can't wait till Nasik brings this class tomorrow. And Nasik, I got an introduction for you as well.
Great.
And because this is so personal, relative to Nasik and I's, the genesis of our relationship, you know, and everything has come full circle. And I'm so excited about this, and I'll share this with you all tomorrow. But this is going to be powerful. This is straight up from here, family. Don't anticipate anything else. It's straight up from here. And you know, I wanted to remind you all, you know, this is September 11th, 911.
Wow, sure.
Yes.
All right. This is 911. This is a very significant transitional period.
Yes.
You know.
Absolutely.
And the custodians of our knowledge, you know, the usurpers, they know this. They know this. This is why they did this thing, this whole lockdown ritual, you know, before the whole world, you know, on 9/11. This can't keep us down, man. Can't nobody hold us down.
Absolutely not.
Straight up from here. Too late. Too little, too late, y'all. We on the way up.
And we can all agree to that.
That's right. Job 38, 33 through 36. Listen very carefully. The question is, knowest thou the ordinances of heaven? We should all resoundingly be able to affirm that. Absolutely, we do.
Yes.
Canst thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? In other words, thy will be done, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Yes, we do. We can do that. We're in the process of doing that.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Can.
Now listen. Canst thou lift up thy voice to the clouds, that the abundance of waters, that is rain, may cover thee? Remember, we talked about that rain, right? Absolutely. We can answer that. Job can answer it. Job can answer it in the affirmative, but we certainly can. Canst thou send lightnings? Yeah, we did a couple of times. We hit the White House too. We hit what we was aiming at.
Absolutely.
we still sending them lightning bolts there too.
Right.
You know, we got a brother there. They think he's a politician, but he's an ancient soul. His name means a lightning strike from on high.
Right.
This is our time, family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And see, it was at that time. I'm gonna show you a tarot card. See, they have knowledge of this because this is the ritual that they did with the Tower Tarot card. Are you all seeing this?
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened? Weren't people jumping out?
Yes.
And falling upon the earth like that? Didn't the one plane hit the tower right here? And it burnt in the flame. They were doing a ritual. And they were trying to see the tower, Migdal, Mary Magdalene. It was the rise of the divine feminine.
Yes.
That's what it indicated. The rise of the divine feminine. Genesis 11 and 6. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jones.
So they
Okay.
tried to prevent it on this day. We raising it up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Canst thou send lightnings that they may go and say to thee, here we are? Absolutely, we can do that. Who hath put wisdom where? In the inward parts. We know specifically which inward parts. It's the pudinum. Who hath given understanding unto the heart? Psalms 22. My God, why hast thou forsaken us? Why art thou so far from helping us? And from what? From the words of our roaring. O my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not. How many people have really, let's stop front. How many people have really said that in the past or even recently?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely
I
so.
mean, you're not hearing me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
See, this is us under the influence of this thought, under this separation, under this duality,
Absolutely
Okay.
true.
that
Right.
God and divinity is an external aspect. Ain't no way you're
Right.
gonna get heard.
Right.
Right. Right.
And in the night season, I am not silent, but thou art holy. You whole. You're not outside of me. You whole.
Mm-hmm.
And thou, listen, inhabitest the praises of Israel. Uh-oh. Is that where you live? In the praises, in our celebration, in our
Mm-hmm.
singing, in our high frequency declaration.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, y'all.
Come
Yes.
on, Eitai.
Bear with me. This thing is okay. Here we go. That divinity inhabits the praises of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee. See, our ancestors, now see, our forefathers understood this. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee and were delivered. Well, what's the difference between the forefathers and us?
Right.
They trusted in thee and were not confounded. Now, see, dealt with this word, confounded. And what did it have to do with, family? Dualism.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We got to keep coming back to it. Why Nasik always talking on that? Why you always got to be talking about dualism and duality?
Man, brother, I told you that one brother, he hates the term. Just why you gotta use it, you know? And I'm telling you, I mean, it's really sad, you know.
Nasik, in darkness,
Yes.
and cannot perceive the gross darkness. Isaiah 58, we are all familiar with this. 58, 1 through 4, and then 7 through 10. Cry aloud.
Mm-hmm.
See, but we can't cry. We can't roar in this voice that's not getting heard.
Mm-hmm.
It's dualistic. I don't care how loud you cry. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Now, let's stop there. Remember, sing, praise, a noun.
Yes.
Celebrate, singer, poet. Watch this. What is the language of music? What is it? There is a single term that music is expressed. When you read music, what are you reading? What do we
Notes.
call it?
Notes.
There you go. Notes. It is a sound in a singular expression. Is it not?
Mm-hmm.
It is
Okay.
a frequency, like the sigil,
Mm-hmm.
reduced beyond words.
Yes.
You ever seen like a little kid that really can't even talk, but they eating something like avatiak, they're eating watermelon, and they just humming and singing a
Mm-hmm.
tune?
Yes.
They're communicating
Hell, I do that.
in a
Okay. I finna say I know grown folks do that.
Hey, Malkia, I thought I was the only one. I was embarrassed to say it. So lift up thy voice like a trumpet. It's going to a more purified expression,
Mm-hmm.
a more rarefied expression of language, a higher frequency. You can hit a musical tone and break glass, can't you? Ella Fitzgerald did it on a
Yes.
Memorex,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Is it live or is it Memorex?" Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. That's a clue. Show my people their transgression, in the house of Israel their sins. Well, that's what we've been doing. We've been showing we've been showing the flaw in detail, and the flaw is duality.
Yes.
But again, some of the people don't want to hear it. Why you
Mm-hmm.
always got to
Okay.
use that term? Why y'all always talking about duality? Because that is the transgression. That is the flaw. That is the great sin of
Mm-hmm.
separation, right? Listen, they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinances of their God. This ain't no ordinance, again, on human morality.
Right.
Doesn't have to do with nothing to do with human righteousness, family. They ask me of the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching God, divinity. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Don't you understand that groveling, that trying to be a good soul, a good this, a good citizen, a good saint, that don't hold no weight? It might make you
Mm-hmm.
feel good, but it don't get your prayers answered any quicker. It doesn't get you heard on high, family.
Yes.
Behold, they fast for strife and debate. Isn't that a result of dualism? A
Mm-hmm.
direct evidence that you're still dualistic? And smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. So let's explore how we're going to do this, how we're going to be able to declare a thing, and that thing manifests, that thing is done. All right? It'll be established unto us, and it'll shine a light on our ways and our works. But when ye pray, oh, this is, I'm sorry. Let me fix this, family. Let me fix this real quick because I neglected to do something. Just bear with me. I forgot to put it. It's Matthew. Okay, Matthew 6. This, the reference here is, the scriptural reference is Matthew 6, 7 through 10. Matthew 6, 7 through 10. I forgot to put that on there. And it reads on this wise, but when ye pray, use not vain repetitions. That's dualistic language, family. That's dualistic language,
Okay.
dualistic thought. As the heathen do, for
Mm-hmm.
they think that they shall be heard from their much speaking. No, divine language is the opposite. Divine holistic language is a symbol or a note, a musical note that expresses within it feeling, high frequency emotion,
Mm-hmm.
praise, thanksgiving, gratitude. Are you all with me?
Can shows.
Okay.
Be not therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye need of. It's because it's my Father that's asking.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Before ye ask, after this manner, therefore ye shall pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed, holistic,
Yes.
be thy name. The four elements, Nasi, combined,
Right.
combined. Hallowed be thy name to make the fifth. This is why the allegorical symbol of Yeshua, the personification of this, the fifth element, right? Ether,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
getting that request into the ether, into the plasma. The ether is as above, the plasma is so below.
Yes.
Are you all with me?
Can.
Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. And this is what we repeat. Thy will, come on, thy intent, thy purpose
Mm-hmm.
be done in earth as it is in heaven. This is what this is all about, family. Making our voices, lifting it up so that it is heard on high. It is heard on high. We clear.
Mm-hmm.
All
Okay.
right. Here's where we go into the heavenlies, but it's still a straight path. This word Moses, Moshe, etymologically is related to muses and the muse. This is instructional, family. This is next level. Once we understand this and overstand it,
Eitai, say that again.
Moses, muses and muse. Just follow me. This word Moses, I'm saying, contains the same idea. Moshe, Moses, contains the same idea as this word muse or muses. Just follow along. I'm going to define it. Moses or Moshe, his name literally means drawn or drawn out of. Remember, when he was younger, he was drawn out of the waters.
Yes.
Right.
And that's why he was given the name. I'm wondering why an Egyptian princess drew him out of the waters and gave him a Hebrew name. I'm wondering why that is, why he ended up with a Hebrew name, but that's another discussion. It means drawn out of the water. He is the leader of the Exodus. And see, we're trying to Exodus, the captivity, are we not? From an energetic standpoint, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Now follow me. You all can see the similarity between the words Moses, Moshe, and muses and muse. As a matter of fact, I mentioned the Egyptian, they have a similar word, Moses. In Arabic, it is literally Musa, all right?
Right.
Or
Right.
Musa, right? In Arabic.
Right.
We got to follow these etymologies. We're going to find our science in it. Muse, look, Nasi, late 14th century.
There it is.
There it is. Protectors of the arts. Protectors of the arts. Follow me now. Muse, the Latin Musa. All right? That's the Arabic name of Moses right there.
Right.
And Musa, the muse. Also, look, music and song. This is this higher frequency language. Higher frequency. Singularity. Singular language. Higher frequency. It's from the pi, the PIE root, Proto-Indo-European root of men. See, we get the word menstrual from that. We also get mental, meaning to think, right?
Right.
Meaning inspiring goddess of a particular poet. That's the divine feminine. Inspiring a higher language. Press pause there, family.
Yeah. And think about it.
The divine feminine, the muse, inspiring a higher language. Now I'm going to show you how this is woven within the allegorical tale of Moses. All right? Follow me. The muse, the verb, means to reflect, to be absorbed in thought. Again, mid-4th century, Nasi. Muser, to ponder, to dream, to wander. Literally, to stand with one's nose in the air, or possibly sniff about like a dog who has lost his scent. I stop right there. And I automatically thought of this tarot card. It's the Fool.
Right.
Y'all see the dog with his nose in the air.
Right.
Yes.
Y'all see the man walking with his nose in the air.
Right.
Do you see the bard dancing?
Yes.
Remember, dance with all his might before
Right.
the
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Isn't he the great bard in the Bible?
Yes.
The great
Mm-hmm.
poet?
They
Okay.
danced out of his clothes.
Huh?
They
Dance out
danced
his
out of his
clothes.
clothes.
He danced like a fool
Yeah.
till Michal, his wife, whom Saul gave him from Galim, was embarrassed.
Right.
Didn't David play on his harp?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Y'all see the fool with the musical instrument.
Mm-hmm.
You see the dog with his nose in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Now see, do you see the sun at the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Do you see the other one, two, three
Yes.
spheres?
Come on, Cheryl. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I guarantee y'all nobody is teaching on this. We're on the cutting edge of this, family.
Yes.
Do y'all see
Yeah.
him in the mountains, in the high place?
Right. Right. Yes.
You see him with his magic wand here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is all instructive, family. All instructive. The meaning of the Fool Tarot, just follow me, is new beginnings. New beginnings. This is not only 911, where they try to prevent this new beginning, this arising of the um, divine feminine. Um, it is also a new moon. All right. And guess where the new moon is at? Guess where the new moon is at, family? Virgo the Virgin.
Mm.
Virgo the Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
The Virgin
Mm-hmm.
Mary. Now remember,
Mm-hmm.
we said that the Virgin, Miriam, and Mary Magdalene,
Right.
Migdal, the tower, that they're one and the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what they attacked on 911 was both towers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Symbolically, ritualistically trying to destroy the rise or the establishment of the divine feminine that was coming in on that day.
Yeah. Oh, that's powerful. That.
It's powerful now, see. It's powerful.
Yeah.
We'll connect this up with history, all right?
Right.
With
Yes.
history and the astronomical aspect of it as well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the prophetic aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It is associated with youthful naivete, optimism, and idealism. It said, didn't it say that before you could see the kingdom, you're gonna have to become as a little child,
That's
Yep.
what it said.
right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Mm-hmm.
even see it. So this is what this is. The symbology is often that of a jester or a joker. Now, write down the word. We got the word muse down. Write down the words amuse and bemuse
Right. Right.
and bemuse. This is going to be very instructive and very central to how to apply ourselves to resurrecting this power, this divine power, family, this divine feminine. He's usually carrying his gear on a stick as a hobo would. He is typically accompanied by a dog, a cat, and some other similar familiar that behaves as his guide. Now, what is dog spelled backwards?
God.
That's your divinity guiding you. In some card, he plays a pipe like Pan. Now, you know Peter Pan was was the boy that never grew up,
Right.
right? Or is a young child grabbing at something interesting but unknown. Below, we can view the various artistic interpretations of the Fool card. The Fool is you. No intent, no harm intended.
Got you, Shivers.
The Fool is you. The Fool is the Alpha and the Omega. Follow me. He is a wise, natural person who sometimes wears the mask of a joker or a fool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you why we have to wear that mask. We're trying to fool the ego.
Mm-hmm.
See, we can't do it being moralistic individuals.
Right.
We can't do it
No.
sticking to the old paradigm because all of that is keeping us locked down.
Yeah.
The fool is your essential self, your soul, your inner truth, the inner truth of your being. 3 types of fools and 3 transitions. The innocent fool is the newborn baby. That's what the scripture says that you're going to have to become. You got to be born again.
Yes.
Right.
Ready to begin the lessons of life. The baby fool does not remember the essential self at birth. Did y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
You got to remember. This is what we're trying to get you to do, to remember your essential self, to remember your divinity, to remember the mission that you came on, that you signed up for when you came here. He learns by falling into the ego. That's the descent, family. Falling into the ego. Are you all with me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And developing along the 4 minor paths. That's the old paradigm, which are called wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. Now see, they correspond to Yud He Vav He.
Right.
They correspond to fire, water, air, and earth.
Right. Right.
These represent growing up in a physical body, emotional and mental development, the school of hard knocks. Has everyone been to that school, or is it just me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The dog or familiar symbolizes, listen, family, friends, and community who are cautious, critical, and trying to hold you back. Yeah, those are your ancestors that were trying to hold you back, right? Why? Because you had to go through this complete journey. You had to graduate the school of hard knocks.
Had to graduate.
You had to fall into the ego. Now, see?
Yes, sir. I'm
So
playing.
our ancestors aided that. They held us back from what? Ascending again. That's why in the allegory of Genesis 11 and 6, it said they confused the language.
Right.
Does it
Right.
make sense, family?
Yes. Yes.
And this becomes the effects or the voice and the mindset or the mentality of the old paradigm. Scientific, social, perceptual engineering. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
He flirts with disaster to demonstrate the difficult, dangerous work of what? Taming the ego. Well, we're not really trying to tame it, we're trying to kill it.
Right.
The false human physical material self. The only way we can kill it, because these two aspects are in us now, see, divine and human, represented by the ego,
Hmm.
is to what? Activate the subconscious, activate the id,
Right.
tap into that divine energy, and it will
Eitai,
kill the ego. Go right ahead.
I see it says a dog, a cat. I was wondering with that cat, Serena was trying to play in a cat suit at the
Yes,
French Open,
yes,
and they wouldn't let her.
right. And that cat also, it refers to the lion. And remember, this cat symbol became very prominent, with Black Panther
Yes.
coming out.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's what I was
Hmm.
saying.
And how, they said even in the movie that they venerated Bast or
Yes.
Basset. And even, the Queen Mother was Angela Bassett.
Right.
Y'all ever
Right.
heard of the Basset Hound?
Yes.
Come
Hmm.
on now.
Hmm.
Come on now. And Angela means angel.
Right.
Y'all follow me here. This is
Okay,
all around us, but we have to have eyes to see. That is taming the ego, the false human physical material self. The cliff, and then we're going to talk about this cliff as we get into the biblical allegory. The cliff or the cleft in the rock. The cliff symbolizes the great work, which is hard work of achieving higher, which is the hard work of achieving higher consciousness and living to the fullest. Achieving higher consciousness and living to the fullest.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that again
Hmm.
because some people are still dualistic. They think you have to have one or the other. But it says the great work is the hard work of achieving higher consciousness and living to the fullest.
Right.
If it were easy, wouldn't everyone be happy?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
okay,
The wise fool had deep life experience in the four worldly paths. That Nasik means that as we descended family through the at least once, as I tell you, through the great four yugas, four stages:
Hmm.
Right.
gold, silver, bronze, and iron.
Yes.
Right.
That we have had at least one appearance, and we probably are, we've had multiple in those ages. Are you all with me?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
okay,
This is how we become wise, because of the deep plunging into the depths of the four worldly paths. He has tasted the four aces and wants more experience. He is filled with curiosity about what? The internal self, not nothing that's external no more.
Hmm.
The wise fool must remember. He must remember and then recognize the essential self. Remember, the baby, the innocent fool, has forgotten the essential self,
Right.
Right.
right? See, we're remembering, family, right?
Right.
Right.
By working through the steps and stages of the major arcana, each person accomplishes the journey in a personal, unique pattern. That's why I can't instruct everybody step by step. I can just put the information out here, and it's your imagination based on
Yes.
the persona and role that you're playing now. You'll remember how to apply it in the most effective way. He evolves by taking a continuous journey through the other 21 major arcana. They're actually 22, family. See, this one is 0. It's 11 on the one path, 11 on the other path. Are y'all seeing this? This 11, 911.
Mm-hmm.
Add them all together.
Mm-hmm.
11, 11, 11. Through the journeying through the other 21 major arcana, transmuting from one character to the next, like an actor on a stage, until emerging as next step, the enlightened fool. And this is talked about in 1 Corinthians 3:18 through 20. Let no man deceive you. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, Malkiel,
Mm-hmm. Come on,
according
shows.
to the old paradigm, according
Yes.
to the experiences of the baby fool, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could not remember its essential self. That's 99.9% of the people on this planet.
Yes.
Let him become a fool, that he may be wise. See, this is referring, family, whether people like it or not, to the hidden wisdom in the esoteric world. That's where our
Yes.
wisdom lies.
Yes. Kane shows.
For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with your divinity. For it's written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. That's that human mindset, human mentality. Are we all clear?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, in Greek, look at this G3475. Moses. It's spelled Mousas, which is the root for the word muse. See?
Mm-hmm.
Osa muse. This is how I know. This is the individual. Now see, he represented a certain type of language
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
because he wrote the first 5 books called the Pentateuch. Now
Yes.
we
Uh-huh.
have the 5 elements, we have the 5 books,
Come on, shows.
and we have the Pentagrammaton.
Come on.
Right.
Broadcast shows.
Commonly referred to as the Book of Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to go through at a later date, and you can do it on your own, all of the aspects and the history of the muses. But the one thing that I want to concentrate on is this particular paragraph here, because this is going to tie us into the essential Moses, all right, as uh, this creator or this source of a higher, more rarefied language. The 5 books now see.
Right.
The 5th element is ether. The
Yes.
fifth element is
Yes.
plasma. All right. The Roman scholar Varro, 16th through the 27th, before the 116th to the 27th era before BC, relates that there are only three muses. I thought this was tremendously interesting. And this is going to tie us right into the biblical character Moses. There were only three muses, one born from the movement of water, one that was drawn out of the water. Three aspects, family. Another who makes sound by striking the air. The third who is embodied only in a human voice. See, all these three factors make themselves apparent in the allegory of Moses. All right? Wasn't he born from the allegorically from the movement of water? His name means drawn out of the water.
Thrown out of
Right?
water.
They were called milit, meaning practice or rehearsal. Isn't that how you rehearse music? Or you rehearse a play, you practice, you rehearse. Mnemi, meaning memory. Remember, the baby fool doesn't remember the essential self. And aode, or song. All right, I'm going to show you all how all this plays within the allegory of Moses before we close here. Follow me. Exodus 15. Y'all remember the song of Moses? In the scriptures. That's all right. We're going to cover it. Exodus 15. First, we're going to go the first and second verse. Then we're going to skip down to verses 7 through 13. Then skip down again to verses 20 through 22. And I'm going to show you what is hidden deep in the allegory. All right? Family, this is not an historic account of anything that ever happened. This is how our ancestors hid our instructions, the instructions of the ascension.
Come on, Shows.
The instructions of our deliverance, our exodus from this captivity.
Yes.
Not no historic captivity. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. This is this rarefied language. This is how you get your voice heard on high. Trust me, family, if you're in the dark a little bit about what I'm talking about, in later classes, we're going to come back to this. I'm going to explain, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. But I just need you to hear this and to see this right now. And spake, saying, I will sing a song unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and the rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and my song. He inhabits praise, family. Our divinity inhabits praise and song and thanksgiving and gratitude. That is how he becomes our salvation. He is God. I will prepare an habitation for him. How's he going to do it? He inhabits praise. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
He's going to tell you, I will exalt him, lift him up. How? In praise, in song, in notes, in a singular language, holistic. Is everyone with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now remember, the Roman scholar Varro said that the three muses, one is born from the movement of water, another makes a sound by striking the air, and the third is embodied only in the human voice. I mean, these are essential aspects of decreeing a thing and having it established for you, family. Verses 7 through 13, just follow. And in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou settest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble. And with the blast of thy nostrils, that's one of our first, that's one of the first indications of this air striking the air. All right. And what happened? The waters were gathered together. That is movement of the water. Are you all with me?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The floods stood upright as a heap, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. Are y'all seeing it now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied on them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with the wind. Okay. Is that the air striking?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The sea covered them up. Is that the water moving?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, let's talk about the human voice
Yes.
that's involved. Remember, this was a problem because Moses
Right.
in the allegory didn't want to speak.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So they had to bring Nasika Haron along.
Come on. Right. Mm-hmm.
Dang.
We tell you too much.
Come on, man. Look, man, watch. I'm gonna
Oh
show
boy.
you in the allegory, family.
All right.
We can joke around, but we ain't really joking. This is how it's gonna get established, family.
Yeah.
Remember, they came to a point where they couldn't go back and they couldn't go forward. And Moses, hold on, I gotta find this. And Moses starts this dualistic language. We're gonna read it. Exodus the 14th chapter, starting at the 10th verse. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt. Remember our word grave.
Right.
Hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? It is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone,
Right.
that we may serve the Egyptians, that we still can be under the influence, not seek of the old paradigm.
Yes, yes, exactly.
For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die, what, like fools in this wilderness.
This will.
And Moses said unto the people, now here it goes. Here's this dualistic language, vain repetitions. Fear not, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show you this day. For the Egyptians who, see, he putting the Lord external.
Right. Right.
Ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace.
Peace.
And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me?
Unto me.
Don't you know this science requires a human voice to
Right.
broadcast this?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift up thy rod, listen, stretch out thine hand over the
Yes.
sea and do what? Divide it. And
Mm-hmm.
the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. That's that human voice
Yeah.
that needed to be in this family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then what? His voice was heard on high,
Yes. Yes.
and that divine power was activated. Now listen, it says here, who is like unto thee, Lord, among the gods? Who is like unto thee, glorious in holiness? Fearful what? In praises, doing wonders. Thou stretches out thy right hand. Wait just a minute. It was Moses that stretched out his right hand, was it not?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Come on
Mm-hmm.
now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just read it. We just read it. The earth swallowed them. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people, which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength. Where? Unto thy holy mountain. Verse 20. And now Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, a musical instrument, family, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dances. Sister, this is the role that you got to play. Now, we're not talking about literally dancing like that, but dancing indicates that you're in rhythm and harmony and moving with your divinity,
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes.
that you are in agreement, brothers as well, that you've married your other half, that you're
Mm-hmm.
in
Right.
agreement,
Cane
in
shows.
harmony, in alignment,
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and that you're speaking this high frequency, divine, holistic language. And look, and all the women went out after her with timbrels. And Miriam, look what it says, answered them. Well, what did they ask?
Right.
When are they speaking? They're speaking, now see, non-verbally,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
in notes, in sounds, in a holistic language. And Miriam answered them, saying, Sing ye to the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown in the sea. So Moses brought Israel from the Reed Sea,
Yes.
from the Reed Sea, and they went into the wilderness of Shur. We're going to come back and tell you what that word Shur means, because it connects with everything that we've been talking about. And they went 3 days into the wilderness and found no water. So this is where strike the rock, speak to the rock
Mm-hmm.
comes into play. That is the next step. We've already covered it, but it's the next step in this instruction. We're laying it out now. I know we have not put any meat on the bones yet. We have not, connected the hip bone to but I'm just laying it out so that you all can see it. Are you all with me?
Gang.
And that we can
Right.
conceptualize this in order for us to be able to broadcast our message, our request, our command,
Yes.
our
Mm-hmm.
declaration on high. Trust me, it all fits together.
Mm-hmm.
But we're laying it out, family, precept by precept. Now, see, here a little, there a little.
Right.
Line upon line, line upon line. We got to, because we're taking a bottoms up approach. If we would
Yes.
teach this holistically, everyone would be confounded. So Nasik is going to come right behind me as we close this particular portion out temporarily. We'll pick it up, you know, once Nasik gives his portion, family, trust me, we're gonna put a bookmark here. We're gonna pick it back up. Your understanding is going to be that much more perfected, because he's going to relate it to something that is very practical, very real.
Very, very real.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you like me, I can't wait for that portion. So we're gonna close this down right here. We've given you a lot, but family, it's the straight path. It
Yes.
fits in, it
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
fits into everything that we've been talking about. But we're taking
Mm-hmm.
it up
Right.
a notch here. We're taking it up a notch, and we're getting into um, understanding exactly what this high frequency holistic language is.
Yes.
Look, we putting our finger on it
Mm-hmm.
so that everyone knows that we're not just talking about something in obscurity, something abstract. Now, see,
Right. It.
our ancestors have laid this out for us. But if we following human rules and regulations, ain't no way we're gonna see this.
Right.
Ain't no way I can present this. But this is a higher commandment, higher ordinances, higher precepts. Are you all with me?
Gang.
And once we possess the knowledge of this, then when we declare a thing, Job 22:28, when we declare a thing, it will be established for us, and the light will shine upon our ways, because we will have what? Now, see, activated that light and
That's
allowed it
Mm-hmm.
right.
to shine.
That's
Then,
right.
as we were cast down, we can say to ourselves, what? There is a lifting up, and resurrect. caused to ascend, caused to rise up that which was cast down. And we were utterly cast down, family. I
Yes.
can't emphasize that enough. I'm talking about utterly in all ways
Mm-hmm.
cast down. So we're going to end this here and ask if there are any questions or comments at this point.